Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the Political Brown Kid here, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I did not watch the BET Awards. I saw snippets of things. I've gotten out of the BET Awards a long, long time ago. Long, long time ago. Maybe I'm just too old for that at 45. I don't know, but I'm gotten out of it. But from what I've heard, it still hasn't changed. It went downhill. I got out of it when it first started going downhill, and apparently it is still in the gutter. But I just want to play a few snippets, and I'm going to start off with the Kamala Harris thing with Taraji Henson. Kamala made an appearance somewhat at the awards, and then I'm just going to kind of talk about things overall. So let's get into it.
So what's on your mind?
Oh, Madam VP Harris, I'm worried about the election. Women's reproductive rights are on the line. Our Supreme Court is on the line. Our basic freedoms are being tested, Madam VP. I know you've been traveling across the country. What are you hearing?
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. And let me tell you, you're right, Taraji. There is so much at stake in this moment. The majority of us believe in freedom and equality. But these extremists, as they say, they're not like us.
They not.
There's a full-on attack on our fundamental freedoms.
So here's the problem that I have with this clip. And once again, and I'm going to do a totally different segment on why black people should not vote Democrat this year. Y'all should really be looking to throw this election for Donald Trump. And I'm saying that for a particular reason. And I'm going to cover that in a video that I'm going to release, why you should do that. And it's not because I like Donald Trump. No, it's sometimes you have to let things fail and you have to let other people see that they really need you and that they need to hear your voice and say, okay, until you hear us, we're not going to help you out anymore. We're not going to help out the Democratic agenda until you put certain issues on the table. And I'm going to do a whole video on that. Here's the problem. You haven't seen Kamala Harris when they were running in 2020, when they were running in 2020, 2019, 2020. They're all over the place. They're in your face talking about, you got Biden talking about how many black women he gonna give a position to. Didn't mention anything about us black men. I told y'all they hate black men. We are at the bottom of everybody's list. We're at the bottom of everybody's list. I'm not trying to say we're at the bottom financially, but we're at the bottom of a lot of people's list. They want us gone. They want our women and they want everybody else to stay, but they want black men gone. You haven't seen Kamala Harris and Joe Biden since 2020. And they made all kind of promises. They still haven't talked anything to y'all about reparations. They haven't talked to y'all about any other black agendas, whether they're pushing to make venture capitalists and these angel investors start investing in black-owned tech businesses or even black businesses to give those businesses a chance to hire other black people and to help create black wealth and generational wealth, because that's where the true ownership is. But we don't get the angel investors that you see Mark Zuckerberg got when he was at Harvard or Princeton, whatever school he went to. I don't care. But they get angel investors. Our black tech people don't get that. The only thing she's up here talking about is women's reproductive rights. They have turned everything into a woman thing. They don't care about general quality of life. And I'm not trying to say that reproductive issues aren't important. I'm not saying that. But what I'm trying to say is that's at the top of your list. You have all of the gun violence that's going on. You have a deficit. They keep adding to the deficit by paying off student loans that people willfully took out, and they want to pay those off. And they have all of these other issues going on. You have a potential crisis right now with Russia strategically leveraging themselves with North Korea and with Cuba, and potential talks of doing missile tests, nuclear tests. And the issues that they are on their mind is about reproductive rights. I don't understand this. So that's one thing. But the other thing too is, once again, you don't see Kamala Harris. She's laid up with her white man, probably performing some ghetto gagger scenes or role playing her as a fancy girl, if you know what a fancy girl is. Her playing old light skinned, bed wench, reenacting with her husband. And then when the election comes, now a couple of months ago, she had a black DJ and they had a music party at HBCU. I forget, they invited some HBCUs to the White House. They lured black people in with music. All they think we're about is music and church. And then you see Joe Biden and Kamala Harris attending a church singing Negro spirituals at some church function outside. Then they do the Chitlin Circuit thing. Every 4 years, they come out with the Chitlin Circuit, and this is just another example. Here she is, yeah, I'm out in these streets trying to. There's nothing sadder. I'm gonna say this: there's nothing sadder than an old head trying to be cool. There's nothing sadder than seeing a 50 and 60-year-old man wearing some throwback jerseys, wearing some basketball or football jersey with some baggy pants and his pants sagging. It's pretty sad. If you're 50, act like you're 50. If you're 60, act like you're 60. And here she is, yeah, I'm out in these streets. Like she know anything about some streets. She couldn't name this. She grew up she's from California. How many times she been out in the streets? She been in the streets of Rodeo Drive, I'm pretty sure. She can't tell you anything about any other street that y'all know about. She can't. And then she want to say they not like us. They're using dog. She's trying to show you that she's hip and she's cool. These people are cornballs. But let's get into the performances too. So I just want to show you this clip while I'm talking. So I'm done with the Kamala thing, but it's just amazing how hyper liberal black people are. And Taraji's feeding into this, unfortunately. Her math isn't mathing. Taraji, and I'm talking about Taraji's. And I like Taraji. Taraji's my favorite. I like Taraji. But just the liberal mindset that these people do, it's ridiculous. And when you look at the awards of the BET show, once again, you look and you see just a bunch of, and first let me bring this up before I get into just the pitiful performances and just, women dressing like they have no self-worth or no self-value. And even, I'm going to throw this in too, Taylor Swift does the same bullcrap. Every time I see her on a stage, she is in a bathing suit, a daggone bikini, in a top. It looked like a one-piece bathing suit that she's just walking around in with some boots. I don't know where these women get this foolishness that they have to dress like this in order to be successful. Why? Is it too hot up on that stage? Do like Patti LaBelle and request some fans. Patti LaBelle always makes sure she's cool when she's on that stage. I don't know what it is with these women. But you have Ice Spice dressing, looking, and they always got to dress to show you their cheeks. They always have to bend over and sexualize themselves, but then yet men are wrong when they sexualize them. The lyrics are just ridiculous. Ice Spice has the B word just written right on the stage. And this is just normal behavior for quote unquote the culture. And they wonder why you can't get high class people to attend this stuff. You look in the audience, everybody wants to look like they're a part of some gang. There's nobody dressing up, looking at least halfway presentable. I should say no one, but you have very few people. But yet these people will go to white functions. They'll go to the Emmys. They'll go to the Grammys. They'll go to the Oscars. They'll go to all of these awards, and they'll throw on their black suit and tie. They'll come dressed respectable, and they'll come and act appropriate. But when they come to our events, they don't do that. It's similar to when black people go into black neighborhoods. When I say black neighborhoods, I mean neighborhoods that are occupied by predominantly black people. And they'll go in there and they'll throw trash on the ground. They'll cuss. They'll just act a fool in a black neighborhood. And as soon as you put them on the white side of town, they walk in, with their hands in their pocket and they acting like they have some sense and lowering their voice. And they acting like they have some common sense because they don't respect or value their own neighborhood. And BET has a problem with leadership that is allowing this foolishness onto their stage. And this is a problem, once again, of the liberal Democratic Party. And the reason why I'm pointing at the Democratic Party is because liberals believe that anything and everything should go. They believe that, you can be who you want to be, even if a 4-year-old wants to change their gender from one gender to the next. They believe that you can act any way you want to act, that you're entitled to any and all kind of handouts. And I'm not trying to say that some people don't need help. We're not talking about people that genuinely need help and have fallen on hard times and they need short-term assistance from the government. I'm not talking about that, because there are some people that actually need short-term assistance or even long-term, like if you have a disability, mental capacity. Those people need help, but there are a lot of people that just use the system. And that's a part of why I do not like Joe Biden's program paying off student loan debt, because these people took out the student loan. No one told them to go to that university and pay that amount of money for that degree, but yet everyone feels entitled. And now it's the culture of this white woman's feminist movement of men are evil and have held us back, has crept into the black ecosphere. And all of a sudden, black men have got lumped into this patriarchy with white men. And now everyone looks at black men as if we kind of messed up the world along with white men. Had nothing to do with whatever beef that y'all have with patriarchy or toxic masculinity, as y'all call it. And I'm not agreeing that these things exist. I'm just saying that this is what women perceive it to be, but they're pointing the finger at black men, and it has crept into areas of black spaces like BET, where they're allowing women to do whatever they want without being judged. They're acting like Ice Spice, Sexy Red, without being judged, but yet they're judging men, and not only judging men, but they're marginalizing men. When you looked at the Usher performance, and this is what I got, shout out to Corey Holcomb, and not Corey Holcomb actually, but Charleston White. I didn't see the performance, but if it's true, then this is a travesty. But Charleston White said that there was no man up there doing the tribute to Usher during Usher's show. It was all women. And once again, this is what I'm talking about with the patriarchy. I keep telling y'all in my Hollywood in black and white series, when you look at my Hollywood in black and white series, they have marginalized black men in the entertainment industry. In movies, you don't see black men with black women. Black men are more, the black woman has a lot more power, authority, assertiveness. She's more confident. She's more successful. And they put the black man, they kind of emasculate him. When you're looking in white, I'm talking about white mainstream movies, when you're writing, or the black man isn't even present in the movie at all. So they marginalize the black man, and black women are doing it to black men too. You saw that with The Woman King. You saw that with Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Now you're seeing it on BET, where they're saying it's woman's time to shine. We know we're honoring Usher, but we don't want not one single man to come on stage and do the tribute for Usher. That goes to show you that they consciously chose to marginalize black men, and black women have fell for that trap that white women have been pushing, to say that men are evil and that women need to take every opportunity, and we need to marginalize men as much as possible. It is very unfortunate when you have old women like Toni Braxton and Lil Mo and Remy Ma dressing the way they dress at their age to their award show. And, there's nothing wrong with, these women. It's like everybody wants to wear stuff for shock value. You want everyone to see, every inch of your body, everything. You want everything on full display so that you can get attention and be the talk of the town and make, I guess, some newspaper or some clipping so you can have people talking about you on the internet and seeing if you're trending. I don't know what this is, but this culture has to change. And unfortunately, I understand I understand the dilemma that BET is in, because this world is about capitalism, at least America is. And so they're probably looking and saying, well, our core audience, the audience, I probably used to be their core audience, but then I grew up, I got a job, I became, a family person at one point, and I still have people to raise, but I've grew up and I don't watch BET no more. BET is out of my scope. So they're probably like the target audience for the awards are going to be the younger generation. And maybe the younger generation just doesn't have any moral compass, so they enjoy all of this stuff. And they're the ones that drive ratings, and rating drives sponsorships and, so forth from commercial revenue, and they're about making money. But at some point in time, we have to have some standards within ourselves to say, look, we have to tone this back. And so someone in the culture is going to have to make a cultural shift. And no one's saying that sexy red or ice spice can't exist, but you got to have a sexy red and an ice spice, and then you have to have that balance. You have to have someone on the other end, like maybe a Rhapsody, that comes in and, provides, a different image or a different view of women than what we're currently seeing. And that goes too for the men. You can't have everything be about drill music. And I don't even know. I had to look up what the heck is drill music, but everything can't be about that. At some point in time, we need to have a father MC. But we do have J. Cole. So I would say that you do have a little bit more balance on the men's side because you do have J. Cole. I will put Kendrick Lamar in a good category, even though I don't like these rappers' usage of the N word. I wish they would all stop that. But you do have a little bit more balance on the men's side than the women. And you do have some clean cut women. They're just not popular. And I don't know why they don't have that type of popularity. And that's a deeper dive, and that's something that's out of my, I don't have insight to that because I'm not in the music entertainment world. I don't know how it works. So, but it's very unfortunate the path that we've gone down with these award shows and just with, this really this liberalism where, all men are bad, including black men. I don't know how Asian men are perceived or Indian men. I don't, but I can tell you right now that black women are just marginalizing us every chance we get. And black men are even falling for that trap too, because you'll see these liberal black men who are running things, and typically they're gay men too. They want to, prop up the women. You have all of these men not standing up and saying, well, we need to have a balance. Well, let's show some strong men. Let's have some male representation. They're not doing that. They don't care. Because all these liberals see is a toxic patriarchy. That's all they. As soon as you see a man, or you say male, man, as soon as you identify something as being male, it becomes automatically a negative trait, and that's very unfortunate. And Kamala Harris, once again, she didn't make an appearance at the 2021 BET Award. She wasn't at the 2022 BET Award. Once she got elected, now mind you, once y'all won the election in 2020, why didn't you make an appearance at the BET Awards then? Why didn't you go at 2021, 2022, 2023? You were absent from the black community because you was home role playing with your white husband, doing ghetto gags. That's exactly what you were doing. That's exactly what you were doing. He was coming in the room wearing his Confederate t-shirt, and then you were playing the submissive mammy, and then y'all were going at it for the past 4 years, and now it's election time, and then you brought out the fried chicken, the DJ, and then you're coming on every black platform you can go on to encourage black people to sign up for another 4 years of your foolishness. This has just been my thoughts on BET and other things. But once again, this is the Political Brown Kid. Hit the like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment if you can. I'm out.